Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Super Deluxe Gamescast. It is Thursday, August 25th, last podcast of the month, I believe. And so for everybody who is listening
There'll be another one on the 32nd.
What's that?
I said there'll be another one on the 32nd.
Yeah, right, of course. What was I thinking? But so for everyone who is not watching but listening on podcast services right now, not only is fucking Anthony back, like Anthony always looks like he's got the looks like he's about to fucking just shitpost with his mouth.
There's more than one Anthony in the world, but
like
we are joined tonight by Anthony Agnello, longtime friend of the podcast.
Longtime friend.
Hello, everyone. I'm back.
Escapee from Games Media.
I survived. I made it out with my sanity and my heart.
Holy shit.
Anthony, I must say, you're looking very regal and put together, man.
Thank you very much, John.
You have an air of sophistication about you.
I'm gonna say comfortable.
Thank you.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
I wanted to return in style.
You're looking very cromulent.
Yeah, I had to come back in the way in which John is accustomed to my presence. I had to. Yeah.
With a smoking jacket, and so is that absinthe in your hand?
No, it's absinthe.
It is.
You got the SNL 5-timers jacket on right there.
What everybody can't see is the fact that the ass is torn completely out of this smoking jacket.
Hell yes, as it should be.
Prove it. No, don't do that. So I want to point out that Anthony is the originator of, and like for our new viewers, we used to have a term on this podcast called the fuck barrel, and we were all living in the fuck barrel.
It stays in my terminology. I have not stopped saying fuck barrel.
Anthony is one of the prime movers of that of that phrase.
He might introduce you to the term, but
if you will.
But fuck barrel has been a term. Like, it was not invented on an SDGC stream.
I mean, that's the first time I've ever heard it. So
you
as far
can't
as I'm
convince
concerned,
me it wasn't.
It was a Super Deluxe Gamescast Mario Kart evening. I don't think it was even a show.
It wasn't. It was just playing.
We're having a night
Mario
out.
Kart. Rob brings up you were Ballbeard.
Okay, that's where I remember you from. Okay, that makes sense.
Ballbeard the pirate.
Oh right, I remember you from that fucking video.
You're the Mario Kart guy.
No, I'd just vaguely it was at the beginning of the SDGC Discord.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure
It was a community games night, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
I wish I had a nickel for how many times I've heard, "Oh, you were that guy."
Yeah,
that's a common.
I mean, I think
the tone in that phrase is very important. You're that guy. Oh, you're that guy.
I mean, he is that. Like, just to clarify, you are listed in my phone. You know this, but Anthony is listed in my phone as fucking Anthony. Like that's how he is actually listed in my phone.
How am I listed in your phone?
Fucking Derek.
Hell yes. I can work with this.
But Jeff is just Jeff. I would never say fucking about Jeff. I would never say that about him. He's just Jeff. CJ, why aren't you in my phone?
John, I don't give up my number to anyone.
Wow.
He doesn't want you calling.
Listen. All right, we're relax. All right. No.
This man will call you at 1 a.m. wearing his ski jacket.
I will get in touch with you. I promise you.
John, if I need you, CJ, you think I can't find you?
You will know.
I can't find you, CJ?
That's the whole point. Don't know why you're offended. I don't know why you're offended.
CJ's just gonna show up one night while you're sleeping, hovering above your bed, talking about he has a plan, and you just have to have faith. And it's
I will. You know what? I will show up to our extra life thing. Like, you guys will somehow know less about me. You guys will somehow have
in a cowboy hat.
I like an air. I like an air of mystery. I like that. I don't want to solve all the world's mysteries.
John, I'll give you my number if you want it. I'll give you.
I don't care, CJ. I'll get it anyway. But
he can. That's what's the funny thing about it.
Take that as you will. But anyway, we got some pretty interesting stuff to talk about tonight. Of course, we are coming off of Gamescom and the big Jeff Keighley presentation from Tuesday.
I believe Gamescom itself is still ongoing.
It's still
just
ongoing,
the
but
opening night
the
was
opening
kind
night
of
is
when most
right.
rank and file folks were paying attention. So.
Right. We're going to talk about the PS5 price hike that just and about how now you really will get a second job now if you want a PS5. Like absolutely, like that's.
So I know there was a price hike. How much was it? Like not like we
I
don't
think
have
it
to talk
depends
about
on
it now. But
I think it depends
Well, there
on
wasn't
region,
one
but
in
we'll
the
get into
U.S.,
that.
correct?
There was not.
It's the equivalent.
Because
so
apparently the U.S. isn't affected by global economics.
Yeah.
So here in Canada, the digital version went from 500 to 520, and I think the disc one went from like 630 to six. It was like $20 to 650.
It's not a huge price hike.
And just of note, this
increase
isn't the first time because the PlayStation 4, Sony raised the price 6 months after it launched. I got mine. I think for what did it launch at? 400 Canadian. It went up $50 like within
That's
6 months.
too long ago in a
last
different
gen.
country. I can't. I can't keep those kind of stats on hand.
Before we get into all that, let us kick it off the way we normally do and talk about what we've been playing. And if you guys don't mind, I'd like to go first because I'm going to be fast.
Sure.
I have been playing Persona 4 Golden, or replaying it on my Steam Deck. It runs like a dream. I love that fucking Steam Deck. And of course, P4G is just a timeless fucking game. Better than Persona 5 Royal, in my opinion. Not to take anything away from Persona 5, but P4G is just a better overall game. I think it has a more endearing cast of
I
characters.
think it's a better cast, and I think that's the important thing. That's what carries the games is the cast, and P4 has the best cast of the series.
I will
it's also
say
better paced. It's like the story is doled out in a much more compelling way. I love P5. That's not to say it's not a great game.
Yep.
It's just too fucking much, guys.
It's
Cut
a
some
lot.
of that out.
It's like triple the length. Holy shit!
Like you can finish P4G in about 50 hours, I'd say.
Oof.
So very, very easy mode. If you're just blasting through, it's about 70.
All right, so I'm playing. So I'm playing on normal, but no, dude. Persona 5 Royal, on average, I think is like a 120-hour game. Like I'm not kidding about that. But yeah, P4G. I will say that the P5 or Persona 5 does have better dungeons. I completely accept that criticism of P4G. But like Derek said, like Anthony said, in Persona, it's really the cast of characters that make or break these games. And P4G just has such a wonderful, endearing cast. From Yosuke to Chie to even fucking Teddy. Like there's just a fantastic cast.
I don't know.
Cast of characters.
Yosuke can fucking gargle my grundle, but
Yo, man, don't talk.
In
about
retrospect,
Yosuke like
Yosuke sucks ass, dude.
He's
like,
Yosuke
spends 80% of the game.
He's
he's shitty in the way that like I was in high school for sure, but still like.
Well, the other thing I wanted to say is that I have been playing the Final Fantasy 14 6.2 Buried Memory patch, and Britt, how about that Island Sanctuary?
I'm addicted.
It's so
good. It's so fucking good.
And you know what I was thinking is, I think my favorite thing about it is that there's no whether you're mining for rocks or using tools, there's no degradation. It's not like Animal Crossing where you're gonna have to repair your shit or make something new. You're let loose on your island. You can literally just do whatever the fuck you want. Yep. At your own pace. You don't have to worry about stats or crafting an item to replace something that broke. Or it's fantastic. It is so fucking chill.
Yeah, you make your instruments and then that's it. You can't craft them ever again. Yep.
And the only thing I don't like is that you have to be at level 90 to do the Island Sanctuary, which means that if you want to play this from level 1, which you kind of have to if you want to understand the story, you got a nice 400-hour journey ahead of you. And I feel like this is something that should be available from Jump Street for people.
Agreed. Especially because there's no the only experience you get is island experience. Like there's no reason why.
Yeah, exactly. And the other thing I wanted to mention about 6.2 is that if you thought Endwalker was leaning into the Final Fantasy IV vibes, boy oh boy. in 6.2, so I've been playing Final Fantasy 14 for years, and this is the first time that a classic Final Fantasy villain has actually been part of the main storyline, and not like some side quest. I'm talking about gold.
Ooh, I don't know who that is yet. Don't say anything. I'm catching up.
Okay. Wait, you never played Final Fantasy 4? Really? Britt, I did not know that.
No, I didn't.
I did not know that. Okay, so let's just say that it takes a lot of cues from Final Fantasy IV. I've already met two of the four Fiends of Elements, and it's just I love seeing the new direction that 14 has taken, like really leaning into the older games and bringing them into the main storyline and not relegating them to, like, you know, some admittedly very cool side stories like we got with Final Fantasy Tactics and Final Fantasy 3. But seeing them actually integrated into that world, into that overarching storyline that's been going on for 10 years is extremely fucking cool.
So this is part of the main storyline, not the raid storyline.
Correct. Correct.
Oh, wow.
Which is, again, never happened before in Final Fantasy 14. So that is incredibly cool to see. And aside from that, that's really what I got. So why don't we move on to Anthony?
Really quick Final Fantasy 14 story. I'm in an airport waiting for a plane at the beginning of June, and I am wearing one of the Uniqlo issue Final Fantasy shirts, Final Fantasy 6.
Oh, yeah, man of taste.
There you go. Young man comes up to me, and he is just like breathless, and he's like clearly like hurried to get over to me, and he's struggling. English is clearly not his first or even his second language, and he's just like, you like Final Fantasy? And I was like, yeah, I love Final Fantasy, man. It's the best. And he goes, which one do you like? And I was like, pretty much all of them except for Final Fantasy 14. I'm just not an online guy. Like that and 11.
Did he slap you in the face?
And the visible sadness on a stranger's face, like he was so fucking.
You'll have to live with that for the rest of your life.
You asshole!
Think about it. 2.5 months later, and he just struggles to get it out. And I didn't understand him at first. And I was like, "I'm sorry. What did you say?" And he's like, "You need to try it. You need."
Anthony,
no shit.
You got the low honor rating. The stranger will remember that, like telltale like notification.
Anthony, oh no.
Final Fantasy enthusiast will remember that.
Anthony, I'm actually stunned that you have not tried it, because as Britt and Jeff will confirm, like it's Final Fantasy, the fan service game.
I tried it. I did try it, but so this was, I mean, years ago now, like 4 or 5 years ago, I tried it when, God, what is Shadow? Which is the Shadow? Shadowbringer came out, and I was like, this is it. I'm doing it, and like I got 12 hours deep, and it was starting to get interesting. But it was still like, ho, traveler, go get some squirrel tails, and
like
squirrel tails.
The first game is a fucking drag. Like
the beginning of A Realm Reborn is like that. Yeah, like you know, I'm willing to tell you all you need to know, young traveler, but first I need 10 wolf pelts.
And I
bring me my wolf pelts.
There are only so many Adamantoy scrotums that I can go get before I'm like, I need to move on to something else.
It's like, and that's the inherent problem of MMOs, right, Anthony? It's like, young man, there's an earth-shattering universal threat coming from the very depths of the cosmos, hurtling towards our world as we speak. But first, I need 30 berries from the bushes outside.
Bring me 6 bear asses.
We need to feed this camp.
The finest of bear asses.
Yeah, like our army is low on rations. Bring me strips.
That reminds me of how I play Bethesda games like Fallout or Skyrim. Like the end of the world is coming, and I'm like in some fucking alley, like looting through a garbage can and like selling my soda cans.
The faded
like,
in the
it's
trash.
funny. It's funny that you say that though, because in like current storyline, they really like play themselves in that way, because like you'll be talking to an NPC and they'll be like, oh, I need to do that, like I need to go like get these berries, right? And then like, but they're like, but I won't send you to do that because you're the savior of the world and you have more important things to do. So they're catching on a little bit.
Like if there wasn't, I'm longing for the day that they do some kind of editing or rebalancing.
Yeah, it really needs it.
So
didn't they already do like to shorten it down
Well,
some?
Well, they did. They did rebalance quite a bit of A Realm Reborn, and it is, from what I've heard, a much more palatable experience now. But like, it's always going to have that MMO bullshit of bring me 20 turtle shells immediately. Like, otherwise, nothing will ever happen ever again in this world.
Yeah, it's like the way like the story goes is it's like main story and then like side quest, main story, and it's like you get like main story, but you still have to do a little bit of bullshit in between, like go bring this thing here, and it's just MMO busy work. That's gonna be in any MMO. So
I think there's sorry, really quickly. Like I think my frustration with 14 is like I actually enjoyed Realm Reborn, but like this, not for the story. I just kind of enjoyed existing in the world and the music and all that. But I was talking with my friend earlier because we were talking about Destiny. I don't know if that's a topic on the show, but I was talking about my frustrations with Destiny. I'm like, yeah, like I tried to jump into Forsaken and just the game fucking threw me into some random mission from an even newer expansion with no explanation. I was just on an ice planet and I couldn't even figure out how to start the campaign. And then they straight up removed it from my library, so now I can't even play it. And then I talk about I was like, well, this sucks. But then I think about 14 and it's like, okay, you can either skip all the stories and have no fucking clue what's going on, or it's like, okay, you just have to get through 100 hours of the base game that everyone hates. Then you get to the first good expansion, then you only have 300 more hours till you get caught. Like,
that's all
there's gotta be a better way. But I think what sucks so bad about A Realm Reborn is that the latter parts of the game and the expansions retroactively make it better and really lean into some stuff that gets set up there that pays off. So I think it seems really hard. I can't tell people to skip it, but I can't tell them to play it.
It's one of those things where it's like, guys, after the first 150 hours, I promise it gets real good.
Right.
I will say this: they did add like a little compendium, so if like they have a section on ASEAN, so it's like if you don't remember something, you can just like type it in, and it'll bring up like a whole like little storyline that you can read and like refamiliarize yourself with it, so you can be like, oh yeah, okay, that's this character, or oh yeah, this person was related to this situation. And I thought that was pretty cool.
Is that new?
It is new.
It is new, actually. Yeah,
that's awesome. I just rewatched the cutscenes, but that's really time consuming to catch up.
Yeah, no, they have a little.
I tried to do that too. Somebody had stitched together some 4-hour compendium of cutscenes on YouTube, and I was like, oh, maybe I can try and engage it this way. I got 30 seconds in, and I was like, nope, no.
As soon as Urianger starts talking, that's probably when most people.
No, Urianger is the best because he's Balthier. Like, he was the only good voice actor out of the main cast.
True.
Whoa. This is fucking Y'shtola Erasure, and I will not.
I'm pretty sure I could see Derek and CJ disassociating right now.
No, you know what's funny? Okay, and I'm gonna say this, and John, I need you to relax. All right, yesterday I was incredibly bored at work, so I literally looked up how do I get started on Final Fantasy 14 after I'm playing through 20, I'm already 10 hours into the 7 remake. This is the first Final Fantasy game I'm devoted to. I'm like, all right, I might have to do this.
It's a good one.
Why didn't you tell me that?
Because I don't. What if it's not official? I'm not gonna leave you hanging. Literally, I'm looking up. I was about to ask you too, John. Hypothetically, let's say a friend of mine wanted to get into Final Fantasy 6.
Oh, I would have seen right through that fucking
What
shit.
What is the best way for that person to play that game? Either emulated on a SNES Mini or stuff like that. So I'm actually listening because I want to make sure. All right, if I really want to put myself through this eventually, if I really want to get into the series somehow, you, John, and I will have some long discussion eventually.
Yeah, we're gonna have a. You know what, CJ? I can't wait for you to come. I can't wait for you to join us at my house.
You're gonna sit me through and give me the
I'll sit you down in a fucking chair right next to me while I play
a flow chart of the Final Fantasy.
Oh no, you think I'm fucking around?
I don't. That's
I did that same shit to Derek.
It's gonna be Always Sunny.
This is starting to sound like a hostage. This is starting to sound like a hostage situation. We're gonna have to fucking extradite CJ from that.
I'm getting reprogrammed to what is that Simpsons clip where they beat Mole Man in the submission? That's gonna be be me. That's
You're gonna find
be me
CJ getting
saying,
like Clockwork Orange.
yes, and then
I'm gonna have CJ
the battle music and the Final Fantasy VII like battle music in the background, watching clips from fucking Final Fantasy VI and Final Fantasy 14 over and over again.
CJ,
I can see John also being like, yeah, but you have to play the bad ones too. You have to play Final Fantasy IV the after years because
I gotta play fucking Mystic Quest.
Nobody can be forced to do that.
Listen, you got to play Final Fantasy II, CJ. Okay, you need to understand.
No, I'm good.
You
man.
need to you need to play Final Fantasy VIII, one of the worst Final Fantasy games, to really
Not
understand.
again. We're not doing this again.
Okay, yeah. Look. I'll stop this. Potentially, there's a possibility that post Final Fantasy VII remake, when I am clamoring for more, that I will ask John for guidance.
Yes.
Now's not that time, because I care about our listeners. I care about our panelists. I care about our guests.
Speaking of our guests, what have you actually played this week?
Yeah, so what I've actually played, it's actually related. I've got about 25 hours into Xenoblade Chronicles 3, and I'm enjoying it, but as I'm playing it, I'm like, I wish I could engage Final Fantasy 14 in the same way that I engage this game, of just sort of mainlining everything while lying on my back, and I realize that a Steam Deck will accommodate that at some point in the future. Xenoblade Chronicles 3, I know you guys were talking about it either last week or the week before, and it's good. It's good. Really good. I kind of wish that it would get to the fucking point, because at 25 hours, I'm still like, why is any of this happening? Who are these people? And at 25 hours, a classic RPG, a Chrono Trigger, would be over. Yeah. And it's a very interesting world. I love the premise. I do think the battle system's way too fucking busy this time.
So Anthony, I think the Chrono Trigger, Jesus, you got me thinking about Chrono Trigger now. I think the Xenoblade games are fine. I hated 2. I fucking despised 2.
I love 2.
I hated it. I
loved it. Loved it.
I thought 1 was fine. I think 3 is fine. It's good.
Yeah.
I have kind of fallen off on it after about 30 hours, and I'll get back to it at some point, but I don't have the connection to those games that some other people do.
There's 2 really got me. And it's not because I'm a pervert. I mean, it didn't hurt.
Okay, no, hold up.
Isn't it sad that's a necessary disclaimer to talk about Xenoblade 2?
Like sorry, I'm sorry.
I realize that the guy
wearing that jacket,
wearing a smoking jacket, is.
I'm not a pervert shirt. I'm not a pervert shirt. It's inspiring more questions.
The true Hefner fucking silver jacket.
It's not great. I realize that's just not going to hold water. But like, I liked 2's story. I read it for the articles. I liked 2.
Exactly.
I enjoyed 2's characters. I liked the thrust of the story. I'm making it worse. I liked the battle system.
I like the voluptuous,
wow.
It was, and I think I can say this in a non-problematic way. It was a lot more focused than 3 is, or 1 for that matter.
Anthony, I'll tell you this: I was playing Xenoblade Chronicles 2 docked, and right as Pyro was like leaning over, and one of the little bunny rabbit people—I can't remember what the fuck they're called, like
the Nopons.
The Nopons.
Yeah.
Was like, ooh, he was like,
I like Xenoblade 1.
He was like, Nopon love blushy crushy, and right then my wife walks in and she's like, what the fuck are you playing? And I was like, baby, it's not what it seems. Like, I promise this isn't like a hentai sex game. Like,
honestly, if somebody walked in, if my wife walked in while I was playing Xenoblade 2 during that scene, I would just say it's porn, and it would be less embarrassing.
Pornography.
She and that little bunny creature are about to go at it.
Jeff.
Very good JRPG.
It's a pornography store.
Why do you think it starts with an X, honey? Okay, like.
Oh yeah,
that's the rating.
This was terrible too.
Just Xenoblade with 2 extra X's in front of it.
Why do you think that they never made a sequel to Xenoblade Chronicles X?
Yeah,
cowards.
Cowards. John, you're not gonna like this. I think all of this team's games, going all the way back to the first Xeno game, there's something missing in all of them.
I agree.
They're unfocused. That's a good way to
missing.
put it. They are all kind of unfocused. I mean, you know,
well, I mean,
going
like,
back to Xenogears.
Like, I love Xenogears. It's one of my favorite games ever, but the game also isn't finished. So,
yeah,
you know, like it's literally not finished. No, okay, so let's move on to Britt. Playing this week, Britt?
I've been playing 3 games this week.
Oh shit! Fucking pro gamer over here.
I've been playing a lot of Fortnite since the Dragon Ball crossover event because, goddamn, if I cannot tell you how fun Kamehamehaing random characters, it's just so fucking fun. Not only that, but shooting people in the middle of them doing that also just chef's kiss. 10 out of 10. Love that shit. I have been playing.
Don't play with my son. He's going to give you that smoke in his words.
He will. You know what? I'm not good at Fortnite. I will be the first to say that. I just enjoy going around and shooting people. I've also been hopping back into 14. I've been trying to catch up on story, but I got lost in the Sanctuary Island, and we kind of touched a little bit about it, but it's basically just like Animal Crossing Stardew Valley in an MMO, and I think that's the most brilliant fucking thing an MMO has ever fucking done.
I caught a lamb with a net.
Because, you know, Animal Crossing obviously isn't getting updates anymore, and it's an MMO. It's always going to get updates. It's always going to get shit added on to it, and it's just fun. I'm a little upset that I started it because now all I want to do is just stay in my little island away from everybody, which is like, so literally that's what it is. Like, the way the quest opens it up to you is it's like, all right, you saved the world. We think you deserve a little island to yourself where nobody can bother you. And that's how they present it to you.
Do you see what Jeff did, Britt?
No.
Look at go ahead, click the picture in chat.
What
Go ahead.
Oh, God.
I'll share it on Twitter. Don't worry. But it's
the facial expression is the excitement. Look at him. He's like, let me.
It's perfect. No, literally everything about it is perfect.
John,
Jeff.
I've never seen you high, and I'm worried I never will get to, but that's as close as I think I'll ever see to a high John.
Just a fucking fat dude. Let me tell you why Kefka is the best fucking Final Fantasy villain. No, the best video game villain ever. But yeah, so I've been trying to catch up on story, and I've been playing Sanctuary Island, and I've also been playing Live Alive.
What a great fucking game.
It's fucking awesome.
It's good. It's hard. Like, it's harder than I expected. I'm starting I don't know why my brain went into this process, but I'm starting from like the prehistoric and I'm working my way up. So I'm on Imperial China right now. I just finished
Oh, that's a good one.
I just finished the dinosaur place where they fuck at the end. Can you believe that?
Yep,
like,
absolutely. Yeah.
First off, Gory is a fucking 10 out of 10 character. Love Gory, the best.
I mean, he literally throws shit.
He does. Well, he throws poop, yeah. But I mean, they both also fart as attacks, so I feel like, you know, it kind of adds.
And there's caveman fucking at the end.
There's caveman fucking at the end. Like, and I was like, okay, like, it's insinuated, right? No, they go on and they have specific voice lines dedicated to the fucking at the end, which I thought was did not see that coming.
They literally depict him like shouting, like, okay, yep, he just busted his nut.
Yep.
Like, that's exactly what he just did.
So it's a little more difficult than I was anticipating.
It can be,
like, because, you know, I hear so much of that. I hear so much that it is, you know, compared to Chrono Trigger, and I don't think Chrono Trigger is difficult. But this, like, and it's not super hard. It's just like, I have to really think about what I'm doing, whereas opposed to like other games, I don't really have to. I can just kind of hack and slash. And this one, I'm like, okay, so I got to do this. Otherwise, for the second Zori fight, the third one, the very last one that you do was actually my first place that I died, and I died a few times, and I was like, am I just dog shit? Like, am I missing something? Do I need to go level? But then you go to the open world, and the fucking enemies are just as fucking more difficult out there. And then I realized that, like, I can't get close to him. I have to do long range and just slowly, wear him down, and that's what I ended up doing. And yeah, it's fun. I like it. I think the music's great, and I think it's super adorable. And if it wasn't for 14, I'd probably be further along.
Britt, let me ask you this.
Isn't it amazing? Oh, sorry, John.
No,
Go
Anthony,
ahead.
please. No.
I was just gonna say, how great is it that you just find yourself in moments in Live Alive being like, now what the fuck do I do?
Okay. That's what I wanted to talk about. Is I love
miss that so much.
The mini map. I love that it tells you where to go, like the little orange icon. Because there were so many times I was like, "The fuck am I doing? Where do I go?"
I ask myself that every morning.
Honestly, if Square would go back and do things like that to games like Final Fantasy VI, it would be such a quality of life change. If they if all fucking classic RPGs added that, it'd be so fucking helpful. Like, because I think that's like honestly one of the big downfalls is nobody has the time to just endlessly explore and try to figure out where the fuck to go like they did when you were a kid, So it's like, I loved that about Live Alive, is the fact that it's like, here's a mini map, this is where you need to fucking go, this is what you need to do.
We just, as long as we're on the subject of Live Live real quick, and I know Derek will agree with this as well, Anthony and Britt, since you guys are in the middle of it, can we just all agree that Megalomania is one of the great all-time video game tracks?
It's that good. It's
fucking incredible.
The music is really good.
Megalomania, Britt, is the boss theme. And it is
Good
like,
track.
even if like when that shit starts playing, some shit's going down. Like, it is so fucking hype. Yoko Shimomura's first major game.
No, that's not technically true. That's her.
What's the first one that she did?
Game.
Yeah, right. That's right. Okay.
First not
Fine,
Street Fighter
Anthony.
2.
Whatever, Anthony. Okay. Whatever.
Wait. Who's the composer on it?
So Yoko Shimomura.
Yoko Shimomura. She made all the music in Street Fighter 2.
She's
and then
so
she was
good.
like, "Screw you, Capcom. I want to do orchestra stuff." And then
she did Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy 15
and Mario RPG.
Oh,
like
great.
A boss.
She's done some really good shit.
John, what's the best Parasite Eve? What's the best Parasite Eve soundtrack? What's the best Yoko Shimomura soundtrack? I gave it away.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're talking about the best track on that, I mean, it's obviously Out of Phase.
Obviously out of phase. It's out of phase.
I mean, Anthony, you and I have had this fucking discussion. You knew that's what I was going to say. Yes. Britt, you got anything else?
Nope.
No. Okay, Derek.
All right, so I've been playing 2 games recently, and one of them I think is more interesting than the other. I'll start with the less interesting one. I've been playing Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I didn't realize that I've needed something like short to play through, relatively short, right?
That's the second one after the first.
It's the third one.
That's the third
one.
That's the third one.
I know.
One.
The second one's Rise.
She already rose, and now she's in a shadow. Now she's in the shadow.
Sure.
Shut the fuck up.
Anyway,
that's how I'm gonna fucking remember it now.
The problem is I've got so many
you.
like unbeatable games, like things like Monster Hunter that you just play forever going on. So I needed something shorter to play through. So I've been playing through Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and it's good. I mean, like, it's more of that series, which I think is good. I think that people kind of like to mimetically shit on the modern Tomb Raider trilogy a little bit, and I don't see why. Like, it's not like they're free of issues, but like they are solid ass action adventure games.
They're polished third person like action games.
Yeah.
We're flooded with like big open world like games that are like garbage, like missions, everything. Those games are just solid linear story driven games. They know their games.
They're good. I like the reinvention of Lara Croft because I was never a big fan of the character before. Personally, not saying she's bad. She's never like it felt a little cartoonish to me. Maybe for some people that was the draw. I like this Lara. I don't think I think there's a lot of hate for this new Lara that's based in.
She doesn't have triangle titties, and that is just
Yeah.
a big non-selling point.
Her movies, her
More like
movies
woke.
can no longer.
Never
cut
mind.
diamonds.
People say that. And also people try to say she's not as much of a badass, and it's like, but she's like, she in the opening hours of Tomb Raider does shit I would never survive, like, and just continues to be like the baddest and smartest bitch around. So, but anyway, so like. Shadow of the Tomb Raider, it's good. It's more Tomb Raider. If you played the first Tomb Raider, like, you know what you're in for the entire trilogy. What's maybe a little more interesting, because it's something that people probably have not played, is today SD Gundam Battle Alliance released, and I picked it up.
It's gotten really good reviews.
Yeah, so
Thank you, Fantasy Critic, for keeping me up to date on that shit.
Yeah. I played the demo on Switch today, and it wasn't where there was a demo, so I could have figured this part out a little earlier, but I played the demo on Switch, and then I bought it and started playing on PC all today after work. Both ports are good. The Switch version runs obviously at a lower resolution and like 30 FPS, but relatively stable. The PC version, whatever resolution you set it at, runs pretty smooth. Good PC port. SD Gundam Battle Alliance is a lot of fun. It's a very traditional, straightforward kind of action game in the vein that like you don't see anymore, right? You don't get just like linear like action games that are not big flashy Bayonetta or Devil May Cry style character action games very often anymore. And I love character action games, but that takes like a ridiculous amount of skill and finesse to make one of those and make it good. Or you get the endless parade of Souls-likes at this point too. And SD Gundam Battle Alliance really does feel like something you might have seen almost in like the PS2 or PS3 era, but like, prettied up, modern game design. It's pretty approachable. I don't think you need to be a Gundam fan to play it. Like, it just feels like a good, fun action RPG of the kind that do not get made anymore. There's a shitload of different like actual units to pick between as you like play through the game and unlock more suits by fulfilling objectives, and you can customize them, and each one has like its own different set of attacks, and it feels good. It just feels good. It's not that complicated. What you see in the trailer is what you get. It's just a solid little third person, action game with a shitload of characters to pick between and a story that you're not going to pay any fucking attention to. I
Derek,
don't know.
Did you play any of the Gundam Breakers games?
I actually love Gundam Breaker 3 a lot.
It's so good. 3 is amazing. I was going to ask how it compares
dissimilar.
to that.
It's not dissimilar to Gundam Breaker 3. I would say it's like that, but maybe a little more approachable, because you're not like putting together a bunch of pieces to form your custom thing. You're just picking like, I want to play as the gun cannon, or I want to play as the Wing Zero, or I want to play as this thing, and it comes with its set of melee attacks and its ranged weapon and its couple of special abilities, and you use that. But otherwise, like it's a pretty similar format, right? Like you go into a level, you go through, you fight enemies as you progress through the level, you end on a big boss, you fight the boss, you get some stuff, so you get parts and monies and mobile suit plans, and develop new characters you can use. It's very straightforward. It's just good. It's just good in that satisfying way. It's great that you brought up Gundam Breaker, because like it's sad that that's my closest like point of comparison, and I wish I could point to something modern that this feels like, but they just don't make straightforward action games anymore. Nobody does. You get Dynasty Warriors clones, which I love, but not always for everybody. You get Souls-likes, which I love, but fuck, there's so many of them. And you get, you're occasionally a good Devil May Cry or Bayonetta style game. So, and this has got that
And
good.
that's really all it needs, right?
This has got that
it doesn't need to change the world.
This is got that like addictive Xbox 360 action game. I could pick this up and play it like it's eating popcorn for a couple hours, kind of quality to it.
I have to play this. I'm going to go buy this as soon as this show.
Again, there's a demo on Switch at least. It's out on every system under the sun. SD Gundam Battle Alliance. It's good. It's good. I enjoy it. I'm paying no attention to the story. It doesn't matter. I'm having a good time. I don't know that it's a $60 purchase for people who don't give a shit about Gundam, you know, but I think once it hits maybe like a $30, $40 price point, a lot of folks who are not attached to the license might still find a good time in it as just a good action game. So yeah, that's
Awesome.
what I've been playing.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Let's do Jeff and then CJ, and then we'll move on to Gamescom.
Yeah, mine will be quick. I'm replaying the Life is Strange games. About the remastered collection finally.
How is it? Did they fix it up?
Was there a problem with it?
Okay, so I guess I'll talk about that before I actually talk about the game. So I finished Before the Storm and I just started the main one. So Before the Storm has some problems. I think probably the majority of them have been fixed. The main one is there's like weird white artifacts in a lot of scenes and a lot of cutscenes and just like throughout the entire game, all 3 episodes. I think they're a bugged reflection material or something like that. They seem to originate from like earrings or necklaces or like shiny stuff. And it looks like a big white square box and it takes up a good chunk of the screen and it's super distracting. And it's just kind of there throughout random scenes in the game. So it's like not game breaking. It's just kind of not immersive. And the other thing is like some people might not notice this. So in the performance mode, there's something not quite right. It feels really stuttery and I'm pretty sure it's running at a smooth 60. And I don't know if it's frame pacing. It's like something like the
Did it have that,
character
like,
walking around looks
micro-stutter?
smooth, but the background objects look really jerky and stuttery when you're like panning the camera and walking. And like I got used to it, but I can tell it's not good. The original Life is Strange I just started does not have any of those issues, to what I can tell. Neither of them look like a huge upgrade, but at least the original one seems completely fine from what I can tell. I'm like 2 hours in. So but yeah, so I'm replaying them. I haven't played either of them since they both came out. Obviously I've played Before the Storm more recently because that was a later release, and I wanted to see how I feel about them going back. I loved Before the Storm when it came out. I liked the original Life is Strange until the final episode and the ending I got, and it just soured me on the whole experience. So I'm interested to go back into it and give it a second chance. But just like my initial impressions just coming off of Before the Storm, I think I don't know, like these are really Before the Storm especially is a really personal game for me. I think it has a lot of the same problems and strengths as the original one, but when I look between like some of the hokey writing and kind of they all have their eye rolling moments, but I think there's a good heart underneath all these games. But I think Before the Storm, especially, unlike a lot of games and movies I've played, it just really captures my experience with adolescence and teenagerhood and stuff like that. And there's a lot of stuff in it that really, really speaks to me. And that's just, and I think I think the voice actor for Chloe in Before the Storm I know was different, but her performance was like extraordinary. I absolutely loved what she did with the character, and now just coming off that
it wasn't actually Ashley Birch in Before the Storm?
I don't know the names, but no, I think there was a writer's strike at the time and they weren't allowed
Oh,
to.
you're right. You're right.
It was a different,
right.
and like, and I don't really remember if Ashley
that.
Birch was the original one. I'm just starting the original Life is Strange, so I don't really remember
She
her
is.
that well. So it'll be interesting to compare. I don't think it was bad. It just, I just playing through Before the Storm, whoever did the other one, and I'm sorry, I can't remember her name. I thought it was still a really good job, but the thing I'm just noticing coming off it is like Max just feels kind of boring to me. I found Chloe to be such a fiery, passionate character and really relatable. And I just really felt for her struggles. And I think, and I also like, I honestly forgot that there was time stuff in the original game. I don't feel like it adds a lot beyond like the novelty of like, oh, I can like mess around with conversations and get different outcomes. I don't, for these games, the characters and the story is like where it's at for me. So
it's interesting to forget the time stuff, because to me, the original game in particular is so like, that is so like the Donnie Darko game in my head.
Yeah, did
right?
they
that
drop
I can't.
the time stuff?
Well, that's only in the first
every
one.
game, like
thing.
every protagonist has like a new power basically. So in Life is Strange 2, like the main character's younger brother has like a different
Super
power,
strange.
and yeah, pretty much something like that. And then True Colors, like you have basically like super empathy, in which you can like sense like
Before the storm, there's no power. I guess it's the only one without.
That's like the most grounded. But in a lot of Don't Nods games, like even what was the Twin Mirror? They like.
Oh fuck! I never played that.
Solid game, incredible game.
Get
actually,
to that.
Do any? So I've actually never played them. Do any of these games actually establish that life is in fact strange?
John, shut the fuck up. Sincerely.
Asking.
No, sincerely.
CJ, I'm just asking.
No.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like that's important, CJ.
John, I think you need to know there's a Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within poster in the first game.
Oh, it's one of the greatest
awful.
sci-fi movies ever.
No, that's terrible. That's awful.
No, it's called.
All right, CJ, I'm gonna be the one to tell you to shut the fuck up.
No. That's a line from the game. Like basically,
Max
there's like a line.
Max is a Spirits Within defender.
Like that's the only. I've never seen that shit.
She is.
I've never seen that.
I can't. ever play
Nobody's
this.
seen that movie.
What?
Nothing. Anyway,
I saw it in theaters. I don't want to hear it.
I saw it in theaters, and I was very upset. And all right, who wants to go now? We got
Rar brings up a really good
That's it.
point.
Wait, what point did Rar bring up? I just see a Brit.
I just saw the Brit sip.
John of all people asking
is
if
that the
life
point
is
you're talking
actually
about?
strange. The John of all people asking if life is actually strange while awaiting the 16th entry in the Final Fantasy series.
Hold on, that doesn't even make any sense.
It makes
Don't make fun of
sense.
game
Next.
titles.
If
is
it's
what it
Final
means.
Fantasy, why are there more than one? Like that's my thing, John.
It's ironic, CJ.
False
It's
advertising.
ironic.
False
All
advertising.
right, Alanis
Advertising.
Morissette, let's calm down a minute.
CJ
All right.
was going to be creator Hironobu Sakaguchi's last game in Final Fantasy.
I wandered into a forum.
CJ, what are you playing? So we can move on to
Okay,
Gamescom.
I'll go really quick. Okay, 3 games. Update from Final Fantasy VII Remake. Jesse fucking wants me, bro. I'm tired. I hate this game. Is like everything to me now.
CJ.
Oh my god. Okay, I've been trying to send this damn fucking like screenshot to the group chat. There's a scene where she's like whispering in Cloud's ear, saying, like, "Can you meet me in my apartment?"
Meet me at
And
my
I'm like,
apartment,
I
my
fucking
place.
lost it. I'm like, no, man. What is it? The Yu-Gi-Oh meme? Like, it should have been me, not him. Straight up.
Jesse's whole shit in FF7 Remake is to make young men pass out from anemia. Like,
Man,
that's
fucking
just
hate,
it.
No, man, I can't eat. I can't sleep. Hate this game. But it's good. I'm like 8 hours in. I've been taking some time off to play other games. It's exceptional. Like I can't believe I waited this long to play any iteration of like Final Fantasy VII. I'm in love with this remake. My cousin and I have been talking about it nonstop. I showed you the text where he was like telling me how great 6 is. And I love it. I've also been playing a lot of what is it, on Tuesday Saints Row launched. And you know,
Yo, how is that?
you know what? If people listening remember, Derek
As
and
my
I were,
fellow Saints Row respecter.
I love Saints Row so much. But like,
Yeah.
if there was a podcast that Derek and I did where we reviewed Biomutant, and I talked about the sort of tenets of like the games that I like. I am a sucker for the 6 out of 10, the fabled 6 out of 10. Like, I love a good Mafia 3. 6 out of 10 objectively. That game's like a masterpiece to me. You know, stuff like that. Like I live for that.
We need to introduce CJ to Deadly Premonition.
That's probably like the
That's like
the
a
gold
4
standard.
out of 10. Which
No,
is,
that's a 6. That's
probably the gold
I
standard.
love it. It's a 4 out of 10,
So-
man.
So like this game is that it's like the new standard for like the ultimate 6 out of 10 game. It is the most unremarkable, the most bugged out, the most like everything that they should have done. They didn't. They missed some of the easiest marks, and I still find myself kind of drawn to it. There's the humor is still really solid. It's a lot more sarcastic than it is over the top. The sort of twist that you're playing as like these millennial like gangsters who are like down on their luck, or these millennial like criminals. I love that. There's like an entire mission where like you just got fired and the screen tells you bonus a lot of free time. And I'm like, that's the funniest joke in the game. That's like that's so good. Or like, you know, wallowing in your own self-pity. Someone who's been like unemployed for a while before landing this job.
Does it have that good Saints Row the Third? Like,
no,
like,
look, the Saints Row the Third's best moments were like when they're really quippy and like sarcastic. The delivery of Kinsey, I'm a fucking toilet, is like the funniest line in any modern game. The boss delivering that line, it always kills me. This one has a lot of moments like that. Some touches I liked is like if you pick an accent, like a specific accent, the character will speak like they'll speak in like a language set accent. So I have like Latino accent. They speak Spanish like throughout the like most of the game. Like there's like they curse in Spanish. They greet people in Spanish. There's a whole joke in the beginning where your character's just yelling obscenities. Mine did it in Spanish, and I'm like, holy shit, this is fucking hilarious. The game world's interesting. The actual gunplay is fine. I think it's less the sort of like reboot I wanted. It's more all right. Saints Row the 3 2.
That's what I want. That's all I want.
But the problem is, it's Saints Row the 3 2, but a lot of it's stripped down. So there's nothing it's not really that over the top. There is no. Saints Row 3 did something great where it basically took the medium of video games and found some way to like make fun of it or like, parody it in a way that wasn't done since like what, Conker's Bad Fur Day. Like that, like I consider Conker's Bad Fur Day like the premiere of like video games are art, and here's why: because there's a context sensitive button that basically predicted like every AAA game ever.
That's the kind of take I come to this podcast.
Like the idea of like, oh, one button controls a billion different animations in video games, like that came from Conker's Bad Fur Day. Saints Row 3 is like an expansion on that idea, and this current Saints Row doesn't have that. It's more focused on its own like script. It's more focused on trying to be funny, but there's nothing telling me, okay, it's shedding a lot of its like parodying like GTA roots. It's just more trying to be this really straightforward kind of story, and it loses its identity in that. And that's the only thing that truly bums me out. It's also a mess. Like, there are bugs everywhere.
That's what I've heard.
Give it a few months.
Yeah, no, I'm sure of it. I don't regret buying it though, because it would have been the same game at $40. It would have been the same game at $30. I love this series. I was excited. It's like the only big AAA game I was excited for like a while. Nothing else is like out in the horizon that I'm going to spend as much time with as I am with the Saints Row. The customization's great. I love the sort of cyberpunk-esque like non-binary options where you can. It's all based on like sliders and body types. It's not based on gender, which I love. I love the prosthetic options. I love the everything. It's you and you can upload your custom characters. So like people have made like the absolute wildest things. Like you can play as fucking Shrek, Kratos, or like the Breaking Bad cast, stuff like that.
I did see Waluigi creeping around, crouched over, jerking it.
Like so, and again, it's fine. It's like the okayest game in the world. I'll still keep playing it.
CJ,
what's up?
Real question. I've been thinking about this all week.
Yeah,
because it's the conundrum of the existence of this game. If it was not called Saints Row, would you have picked it up?
Yeah, definitely, because it's still like that. It's still that style of game that I love. Open world trash. I love games that are, again, I like jank games. I like games that are just like so unremarkable that everyone else will like scoff at.
That just reminds me that Ghost Recon Breakpoint was like my favorite game of 2019.
Ghost Recon Breakpoint is basically, what is it? We have Metal Gear Solid 5 at home. It works. It fucking works for what it is. Mafia 3 has arguably the greatest narrative in any game, but it's bogged down by like Ubisoft ass like design that could have been trimmed like significantly, but I still love it because that loop is satisfying. So Saints Row is basically all of that, but the problem is the best parts of it are still half-assed, and that's the only thing holding it back. I still have to put more time to it, but all the best parts still feel like they're taking it back. There's no photo mode, which bums me out, especially in a game all about customization. The soundtrack is lacking significantly, though there is a reggaeton station, which is funny, and I like that. The driving feels even floatier than 3, which bums me out. Because like I love the Burnout style driving in Saints Row 3, but they kind of like reduced it significantly. So there's a lot of things that I'm bummed about, but I'm still happy that like we got a new Saints Row for this console generation. I'm glad that we're there's like more of this kind of game. I just wish it was better.
It genuinely seems like people would have been kinder to it if it wasn't called Saints Row. If it was like if it was the same team saying, "Hey, we wanted to make something new in that tradition."
Well, because we have that. It's called Agents of Mayhem, and no one played it.
And I don't intend to.
I own it. I'm never touching it. And then the last game I'm playing, again, last week you may have remembered that I talked about a special little platformer that was gonna fucking sweep everything. That game is fucking Pac-Man World Repacked. I got my review code today.
Nice.
Holy shit. This game fucking rules. It is the most basic ass platformer in the world. It's basically a Donkey Kong Country Crash Bandicoot clone with fucking Pac-Man, and that's all I need.
Yeah, it ruled back then and it rules now.
I'm in love with it.
I'm not stunned at all.
Oh my god, it's so good. It is so fun. The vibes are nice. It's just Pac-Man jumping around doing shit. We need to go back to like trying to convert game characters from 2D to 3D. We have to go back to that. We need a 3D Hollow Knight.
We only just got a 3D Kirby for the first time this year.
Yeah, exactly. We need
that 3D Donkey Kong.
Can we get Donkey Kong 64 too? Let's do it.
Yes, just call it that. Call it that. Donkey Kong 64 too. Yes. But no. Pac-Man World's great. Pac-Man World is it's solid. Again, it's still a PS. It still feels like a PS1 game because all they did really was like make it look nicer, and they also removed Miss Pac-Man because of the whole rights issue was with.
I remember. Yeah, I remember that.
Which bums me out because I love Miss Pac-Man both as a game and like like her inclusion in the in all the other ones. But I like it a lot. The music rules, even though Tommy Tallarico is probably a piece of shit.
He definitely is. I hate to say.
100% is.
Yeah, okay. I'm not as online as I used to be. So like I remember the rumblings. But again, it's just a solid platformer that's kind of dated, but like dated in a way where it's still like playable. Like it's a fixed camera angle. The you only move in like 4 directions because it was built for the D-pad. So like that kind of fucked with me, a little bit because it's not as like smooth as like you would think. But again, it for the time like it exists perfectly between that DKC and like Crash Bandicoot style of like how do we translate games into 3D but still like make it fucking playable. I enjoy it a lot. I love it. Read my review soon, I guess.
That's awesome, dude. I'm glad you're enjoying it. All right, well, let's go ahead and jump into Gamescom. And right off the bat, I can barely remember anything about it.
So 2019, the show.
Yeah, let's take a moment to try and see. So, who here, before we get into discourse, who here has standouts from Gamescom opening night? CJ, I saw a finger.
I have 2 really quick ones.
I hope you have more than 2 fingers. I hope you have 10, but continue.
Oh shit. All right, hold up. All right, 2 games that really stood out. Like just were Sonic Frontiers got a release date. Sorry guys, it's
oh my god, and it's isn't it like the day before God of War or something like that? So once again,
bro, Sonic sweep 100%. Get Kratos out of here. Get the fuck it's Sonic, baby. It's Sonic. It's
that's
Sonic.
where I draw the line.
It's within like a week of Pokemon and a day of God of War. That game is
no. That game will no. Listen, all right. Sonic Solo's all a fiction. Anyway, it looks great. I'm down. I'm in. It comes out a week before my birthday. You know how great that is? Sonic. All I ever wanted.
So it's basically just CJ's game. That's what we're
100% an open world Sonic game. Oh man, I'm in. 100%.
I'm only buying 2 games in November, CJ. Only 2. Harvestella and Sonic Frontiers. That's it.
Harvestella is going to be good as hell.
One for Sonic Frontiers.
100.
Why do I want to play God of War instead of that? I know what God of War is going to be.
More like God of Snore, am I right? It's all about Sonic Frontiers,
Stop!
baby.
Wow. I draw the line at the Kratos hate. Enough. No.
CJ, look, you got to be in the same room with Britt in like less than 2 months, man. So
listen.
I'm just saying, dude, this is a bold strategy.
What is it? Yeah, I backed the blue. His name's Sonic the Hedgehog.
No.
Because what was it? It was the release date was leaked.
No.
The release
CJ,
date
you might be the only person on this podcast that is allowed to even jokingly say back the blue.
That's my privilege. Anyway, and then the other thing, I watched an interview with Alex Ward, director of Recreation, which is the new Burnout inspired racing game. Have you guys seen this?
No. What's it called?
Oh my god! All right, it's called Recreation, but like spelled like wreck.
Right, like wrecking a car.
Yeah,
excellent.
Ralph.
Good title. Big fan.
Incredible. So Alex, it's made by some of the Burnout people, some of the Need for Speed people from Criterion. It's an open world racing game, but the twist is like you can edit the actual track as you're playing. Incredible. It looks so
Let's
damn
look up
good.
a trailer for this, but
Well,
you've got my attention.
No, I was watching the interview with IGN. Like they had Alex Ward sit down. It looks very much like Burnout. They have the takedowns. They have the same style of, like, you know how you get points for like doing certain things in Burnout. You get XP for just like driving on the wrong side of the road, near misses, things like that. I am so goddamn excited. We were talking about Burnout Paradise last podcast. How it's like maybe the absolute peak of not only racing games but British people's contributions to like society as a whole is Burnout Paradise. Those are the only two things. Like those are the only two things that stood out. I think they're both shown off either yesterday. Well, no, Sonic was shown off on Tuesday. That was the opening night. I think the Recreation thing was shown off like earlier today. And that's it for me.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know, the Callisto project, and we've seen that
Well, yeah,
before.
Callisto Protocol
like,
looks good, but it's, I mean, like,
Callisto Protocol, I don't know why I said project.
After
but-
the first time we saw it, I don't need to see any more. Like, you've got me. It's coming out in December, right? Like, you've got me. I'm good. I don't even want to see more. You know, I think
All you had to do was say fucking Arthur Morgan.
all you had
and
to do
I
was bring
in.
that big New
Roger
Jersey
Clark, I'm in.
fucking guy from Mike and Molly, but from New Jersey, motherfucker, Glenn Schofield, to come out and talk about Callisto Protocol, and you had me, like. But I don't know what else. Okay, look, we're all kind of like, I think semi-ironically into that Lies of P, the fucking Pinocchio Soulsborne.
like,
Derek, I was like,
That's what it's called.
notables. Do you mean
Lies
do you
of
mean
P.
being positive in terms of what's notable or negative? Because
I think-
Lies of P looks like somebody spent $150 million making fun of American McGee.
Kind
And
of.
I don't think
Yeah,
that's
it
what the
does.
intent was.
But it's memorable, right? Like, it's something
Yes.
I remembered from the show, which is more than I can say about most of that 2-hour presentation.
well, that's the thing, Derek, is like which space game do we think looked the best?
I would need names.
Which zombie game looked the best?
Zombie or space game looked the best?
I
Because-
feel like
Is there a
there was
zombie space
even
game?
games that aren't set in space that just opened in space for some reason. I felt
Right.
like every trailer started
There
with
were a
like
couple
shot
different
of
Souls
fucking
likes.
stars.
space opens up, and then it's like a fucking farming
Jeff
simulator.
Keighley
Like,
watched every trailer and was like, no, need space. Sorry.
I'm pretty
Sonic-
sure the Goat Simulator 3 trailer opened in space.
Sonic Frontiers had like a shot of the sky.
Elden Ring expansion. Face.
honestly, the big standout for me was Kojima's new podcast.
Yay!
Fuck yeah.
The big.
I'm honestly
big
looking forward to
reveal.
Kojima having a podcast, because then maybe Kojima fans will have to listen to him speak
I was
for like
joking.
10 consecutive minutes about a subject and realize that man has never put a consecutive series of thoughts together in his life.
I was kidding.
He's just
Derek.
like me for real, bro.
It's going to be
Just like me.
word
Like-
salad, and it's going to be...
Wait, stop. Is that something that they actually announced?
Yes,
Or
they
is
took time
Koji-
out of Gamescom opening night to say Hideo Kojima's starting a podcast.
Oh yeah,
Not a gaming
yeah,
podcast.
No,
Just
no.
like fucking, it's like Brain Thoughts with Hideo Kojima. Like, that's...
Bring it on, Hideo.
Powered by
Bring it on.
Squarespace.
Yeah.
Okay, so like I don't have anything to add to this discussion other than I didn't even like I asked when it was happening, when it already happened. And I was like, did anything important get announced?
No.
And Jeff was like, it depends on who you are, but for me, no. And I was like, that's good enough for me. That's all right. Good
Yeah,
enough.
It ended with the re-reveal of a game that was supposed to come out 8 fucking years ago.
What was
It
that?
was
I
a-
missed the last 15
Dead Island
minutes.
It was
2.
Dead,
Dead
Island
Island 2.
Oh,
Again,
that's
which,
right.
by the way,
That's
is
right.
only
It
memorable.
fucking leaked. It leaked before the
Dead
show.
Island-
So
Dead Island 1 was only memorable for that trailer. The game itself
it.
came out and was
was
the
bad.
most, like,
Boring ass game in the world, bro.
Mr.
Yeah.
Pudding fucking tapioca flavored pudding ass boring
Listen,
fucking
okay.
game.
I have to say one thing about Dead Island because I played it through with my friend who just recently passed away a few months ago, and I had the most fucking fun playing through it with him just because he made it fun. It wasn't
Well, now I
because
feel
the
like a
game
huge
was-
well,
piece
now
of
I can't
shit,
talk
so-
shit about Dead Island
yeah.
anymore. So.
No, go ahead. Okay, so let me
No.
follow up by saying
I don't actually
by
have
saying,
shit to talk on Dead Island. It's not a bad game. It's just
I played Dead Island 2. about 10 years ago at fucking PAX West, and it was not good. It was not good, and it was supposed to release that year, I believe. And I was like, man, they got some work to do. And then I got delayed, and I was like, yep, I can see why. And then it just got infinitely delayed, and I was like, yep, I can see why.
Yeah,
That was a whole new game, right? They completely
it's a
restarted.
completely different game.
Yeah, that's what. Is Sumo working on it, or is it someone else?
Man,
It's someone else.
It's someone else.
Yeah, it's gone through like 3 different studios. I do wonder if they will ironically try to put a torso in the limited edition this time,
They should,
like
you're
they
right.
did for the last.
You
one.
know what? I think we're ready for that. I think we're ready for that.
Yeah, it's time to bring the torso back.
If this game, after everything this game has been through, if it comes out as being that
We
6
have
out
to
of
play
10 we were
together.
talking about earlier, like
If
it'll
it's
be a
co-op,
miracle.
we all like 4 of us have to get it and play together. Like,
I think
I'll play it.
I'm actually agreeing with that though.
Yeah,
Like,
I'll play it.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's do it.
so
Like,
so
like
here's may I, John?
no,
Yes.
please, absolutely.
Yeah. So here's kind of my issue with Gamescom, right? Is we've made a joke of as we've streamed the Game Awards every year for the last several years of like every time it's just the most Herculean effort to make it to the end without just dying, just spontaneously combusting. Because it's always like 3 hours of fucking nothing. And it's constant nothing, but it's there. And we joke about the commercial breaks, and we joke about the non-gaming shit. We joke about Kojima always getting his dick sucked live on stage. We joke about all of it, right? We joke about the random guests from Hollywood.
do you remember when Game Awards closed on Fast and the Furious?
Yeah.
Oh
so
my
it's
God,
so
I
fucking
do.
Great.
Oh my God, I
It
do.
was so fucking. And then
Everyone
I streamed that game a year later. And I
Remember
was
when
like,
Christopher Nolan announced the Game of the Year in 2020?
Yeah,
Fucking awful. Fucking
he was like,
Does-
I have no idea
Does
why.
anyone
I'm here.
remember
Like-
why the Russo brothers were even at the Game Awards? No, they were
Avengers?
there for some reason to present something, but it was like fucking why. But anyway, so like we've been making fun of that. And back
Sorry,
when
just,
that was
Derek, as you were saying that, it just made me think that like when you said these are nothing, I just realized these shows would be really at home on Discovery Plus in between like House Hunters renovation, and like it's the exact kind of shit
He's
that I
not
put
wrong.
on in the living room when I'm like in the kitchen and like I just need background noise.
He's not wrong.
Like doctor's
Oh.
office fucking vibes.
Right.
This is
like,
even
yeah,
background noise.
like-
This is stuff you could read on Twitter like later.
Yeah.
That's like even
Yeah.
worse.
But
That's even
here's
I
and it was one thing when it was just the Game Awards and that was Keeley's thing, right? But then we got into the whole Summer Games Festival and Summer Games Festival, no part of it was that bad, mostly because any individual presentation was relatively short. So you went in, you got what you got, a couple of quick announcements, it was over.
It's
But
so
Gamescom
disjointed.
opening night, right? This is like Gamescom has been around for a long time. It's been his own thing for a very long time. The attachment of Keeley and his style and his group and his production to Gamescom is a new thing. And Gamescom opening night was like everything about the Game Awards that I hate back in full force. We were showing off a Pokemon car that nobody will own for some reason.
I just
Kojima
remembered
got a
that-
podcast.
I just
Like,
remembered that fucking Leslie Benzies reappeared with an NFT game or some shit.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
God,
yeah.
That was
Oh yeah,
right at the
we had an
beginning, too.
NFT game.
NFT
we had
game.
we had what was it? We had the son of a bitch. We had Randy Pitchford.
Randy Pitchford dressed like a villain from Arkham
Right.
City.
We had we had
Fuck up.
we had
Somebody make a picture of this.
we had unironic and unapologetic
It's the
hype.
bat.
He
We
looked
had-
like it's the bat. He looked like fucking Calendar Man.
Yeah, fucking nerd. I'm gonna dunk him in a toilet. And then we had unironic and unapologetic hype for the Turf Wizard School game. Which is like a tremendous misreading of the fucking room. It's so funny because we had the Turf Wizard game, then we had Randy Pitchford, and then I joked, "What's fucking next? A Quantic Dream game?" And then only a
Yep,
couple minutes
fucking-
later, a new Quantic Dream game,
Yep.
which, by the way, I'm gonna point out, Keeley pussied out. Keeley knew what he was about to present because if he started talking about this game, he said bye, and then paused for a bit, and then went, a French developer. He specifically
that was actually excellent Keeley delivery there too, Derek.
Yeah,
That was
I mean, I'm
really
not surprised.
Keeley
He totally
realized
blew-
and could not bring himself to say Quantic Dream. I'm just fucking saying.
Nightmare
It's the
blood
same
rotation
thing as
right
like
there, man.
the Activision Blizzard shit, where he just couldn't fucking like take a like.
Yeah.
Take his
But
L.
Kojima has a
Yeah.
messy split from Konami, and he'll sit there and like,
Mhm.
you know, light a torch on stage and sing a funeral hymn. Like, you know.
So here's my thing about Keeley. Like, and I never thought that I would say this, but I'm excited. I'm excited for E3 to come back next year. I
Save
look,
us, C3.
I am. I'm sorry. Like it.
John, look.
John,
I
be
don't-
careful
I
what you
don't-
wish for, because Keeley might be up on that fucking stage.
Yeah.
guys,
No, I don't think he will be.
But if it's
And-
broken down, it'll be fine. It's these 2-3 hour long presentations of non-stop nothing games. And any one of these games I might pay attention to if I was shown them in a shorter presentation or shown it out of context. But you put fucking 30 trailers together for a realistically proportioned fantasy and sci-fi open
Like
world
third-person
early
action game.
access semi MMO, and I'm just like, man, I'm not. All of these games are going to come and
So,
go.
Derek, this is going to be a little inside baseball, and you guys going to have to forgive me for going super inside baseball.
No,
but-
do it. I
Please.
want this.
So for the past 3 years, you know, a lot of the work that I've been doing since I escaped with my life from games journalism is the kind of work of putting things like this on.
Yeah.
And
Boo, kick him off.
I know.
Just kidding.
It can be done well.
he's gonna do this and like it's gonna be Keeley underneath.
Oh,
He's
fuck.
Fucking the scene from Mission Impossible 2.
Let me tell you about this podcast.
Like, so here is the dark, miserable truth about this. Number one, Jeff does not have a fucking staff. It is not a lot of people, and he's the only game in town for this kind of shit
Yeah.
anymore. On top of that, every single person who makes a game, whether they're one of the 4 billion entities owned by Embracer Group or they're Konami or they're whoever, it doesn't matter. You have this little dinky puddle of money that you get to promote a game with, and it's fucking nothing. You have nothing because the people that controlled the money refuse to give the people that make things any money.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so they go out there and they say, what am I going to buy with the fucking half a Panera sandwich and like a book of coupons to Eckerd's that I've been given? And the answer is you're going to look for whatever you can get. And the
Right.
only thing you can get is what Jeff is selling.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
E3
None
is
of this is
gone
on the
and Event is
developers.
gone. Well, and also, like, in fairness to Jeff, I think that, and I'm not defending an asshole that sits there and sucks at the teat of fucking Quantic Dream, because he does. He did it multiple times. It's
Yeah.
bullshit. But at the exact same time, the reality is like, I think Jeff dreamed a beautiful dream, and that dream is gone from him.
Yeah.
He wanted to make something great, and what's left in this particular moment is this, because it's the only thing that the purse string holders will allow the developers to spend money
And when
on.
you're in it, how can you stop doing it?
Exactly. Yeah.
I feel like Jeff Keeley's presentations, and here's the thing about Keeley, right? I don't think he's a bad guy. I think he's been a good spokesman for video games. I just don't think
I will
he's a
tell
compelling
you,
presenter.
me and Finn caught him at PAX one year, and I've never seen a more tired-looking human being
Yeah,
in my
I mean, he
fucking
works
life.
hard.
And I've met new mothers.
like he like Derek's had to meet my wife, and no one looks more tired than my wife, right? Like,
Whoa,
but-
that's not nice.
I disagree with
she's
that
gotta put up with
entirely.
me. She's got to put up with me. Like,
Only when
Okay,
she's
all right,
putting up
good
with you.
save, Good
All
save.
right, man.
That's what I'm talking about. But it's
You're sleeping on the fucking couch tonight.
I was gonna fucking move Vicky here. Like,
Pilllock and Ted is like, John, what the fuck? It's like, no,
All
she's
right.
gotta listen to me talk about Final Fantasy.
When we
all
show up
day.
there in
Like,
October, we're rescuing CJ from the Final Fantasy room, and we're rescuing Vicky.
right?
We're
Jesus,
hauling them
but-
both out of there.
No, look, I am not. Jesus
Course
Christ.
correct, John.
I am not like diminishing what Jeff Keighley has done for the industry as a whole. right? Like he's done a lot more than quite a few people. The thing is that his presentations have become the reason I think that we're all cynical about this kind of stuff. Like it embodies the cynicism that people have about video game advertisements.
Yeah.
It is crystallized commercialism distilled to its rawest form.
And the real fucking shame of that is that, look, nobody was a bigger scam artist than the ESA. E3 was a fucking scam, and it kept them preposterously wealthy for 2 decades. And it got to a point where they were like, oh shit, even before the pandemic happened, nobody could sit there and sustain that machine anymore. But there was no infrastructure for anyone to step in and say, hey, people enjoy this spectacle. We found a way to turn just watching commercials into video games. We found a way to make that feel like a fucking party. How do we do that? And the only person who was there to step up was Keeley, which, I mean, it sucks because he is not a compelling presenter in any way.
I mean, he's just not. And you know, he's, like I said, he's a great spokesman for video games, right? Like he has done a lot for the industry. He's just not a great presenter. And like, look, people like, look, we sit here and we criticize all the commercials. Like, and look, he's got, like Anthony said, he's a one-man team, basically. He's got to make money somehow to put these things on, right?
Yeah, I think many of the aspects would be overlookable, right? Like, I think the commercials would not kill me if we're not also dealing with weird shit like we're going to show off this movie during the Game Awards, like movie trailers, and
like The Rock shows up and he's like, "Hey, I'm in my gym," and it's like,
with my fucking energy drink, delivering the least fucking coherent, rambling bullshit.
We're all gamers here, right?
Someone paid for an IMAX ticket to go see that. Like, that's incredible.
Yeah,
there was actually an ad for like FOMG, Fear of Missing Gamescom.
Yeah, the Rock probably made more money just completely drunk, rambling about nothing with an energy drink in his hand in his home gym.
That's a mood.
For like 90 seconds, then I will see in the next 5 years of my life.
Devs will see.
There was a moment, and Derek, Britt, Jeff, you guys might remember this, where in the last Game Awards, there was a moment where we saw like an ad for a mobile game, whatever, fine. But
mobile
then
games are games,
right? No. But then we saw the exact same ad. After that ad.
I remember that one of those shows.
Right after that fucking ad, the exact same ad played.
I mean, that's just bad ad traffic.
But like that was the moment
because they know you're tuning out.
This is so fucking tiring.
Applied directly to the forehead.
This is exhausting, and for me to say, yeah, I'm happy for E3 to come back. Like, the ESA fucking sucks. They suck.
So here's
the ESA, but I'm ready for E3 to come back. Jesus. Go ahead, Britt.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, I think not to defend Keeley, but I think what he is, or what these shows are lacking is the fact that Xbox, Nintendo, and PlayStation all put on their own like state of plays, and anything that's relevant is released there, right?
Sorry, finish, Brett.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say exactly what you said, but the well has dried up with the pandemic. There's just not as many games. They're further out. They're not as ready. And the few that we actually have these last few years, like you said, are being siphoned out from these because, those big publishers, big studios, big companies, they've only got a few cards and they want to hang on to them. And so
not only that, but it's like we're at the point now where people don't want to watch these long shows. Like, we appreciate like a 20-minute direct, a 30-minute direct, hour.
I'll take an hour long, but yeah,
exactly. Like, we don't want these things anymore, but it's like Anthony said, that's like all that's available to these companies to push. And it sucks because if you are not sponsored by Nintendo, PlayStation, Xbox, what are you supposed to do? Like, nobody's going to give a shit if,
not everybody can be
if
Capcom.
Indie company holds alive, holds a state of play. Like, so what do you do at that point? So
the other thing is too, Britt, is that the people that work within these entities they're like, hey, why don't we do our own direct? It'll be really successful because they know that is what the audience is going to respond to.
THQ did one recently. Like, you know what I'm saying? THQ did one. Ubisoft has
it would help if THQ had anything to announce, but
Recreation, baby. Let's go. Game of the Year 2022.
But yeah, they're beholden to the people who are like, it's not just the devs too, like the devs, the producers, the marketers, the licensing people. They want to do these things, but the people that are sitting there with the Excel sheet are like, no. You're not allowed to do that. Go.
Well, you have to think about it from like Nintendo's point of view too. It's like, are you gonna take somebody from like Square, or are you gonna are you gonna like fill up space with somebody indie? You know, like
if Capcom has a Battle Network collection, you're gonna take a spot for that.
Yeah,
like,
and
you know,
at the end of the day, guys, like, this is the other thing to remember about like a Nintendo. Nintendo's priorities are just so not what we think. Nintendo
no,
give a
but like we
about
know
people that play video games at all.
They don't give a shit about what Sony or Microsoft are doing either. Like, they don't fucking care.
Like, this is one of the most amazing things I've heard out of the PR entity that like runs things for Nintendo and always has. They have one person on their staff left to engage with all of gaming. Every like press outlet, every influencer, all of it.
Wow.
One person.
That sounds
They
awful.
have one person just to do outreach to Better Homes and Gardens.
Wait,
not like that category. There is one PR representative who is their liaison to Better Homes and Gardens. That's what determines what's in a
Nintendo's
Nintendo
buck
Direct.
fucking wild, man.
Yeah, dude.
And like, look, I am video games. I'm not going to sit here and say that like the Game Awards, for example, I'm not going to sit here and say they've done everything wrong. For example, I really love what they've done with the ambassador stuff, right? Like highlighting guys like Steven Spawn, for example, like people who deserve to be on that stage, people who have made real change in video games, people who have made real progress, real positive change in this industry. You know, and because we all remember all the trending gamer shit. When like Dr. Disrespect and people were winning
fucking
like trending
Boogie.
gamer, like fucking Boogie with like
Yes.
fucking Boogie who greeted
forgot about that guy.
Didn't he
Like,
greet
y'all
them?
just
Like,
made me remember something.
Didn't he greet someone at his door with like a fucking handgun?
He did.
Like,
Yeah,
my proudest block.
I'll look into this later. I haven't thought of this fucking guy in years.
I think
it
I
just
can
was like
say
trending
myself,
gamer.
This was all a dream.
but you know, so like transitioning from that fucking shit show to you know, giving out ambassador awards to people who actually do good things in the industry, that's a great positive change. The problem is they're part of the Game Awards, and you know, like it is just like every year, what is the same complaint we have every year when we're watching the Game Awards over and over? It's
fucking long. Please let me go to sleep.
It's Derek. It's, oh god, the pacing.
That too.
Look, if you somehow make an award show worse than the Oscars, you've already fucking lost the entire thing. Jeff Keighley managed to fucking be worse than the Oscars. Like that, the Game Awards are fucking terrible because there's like 50 commercials for a billion things that have nothing to do with games. Again, we talked about like half these like Hollywood people are over there, and then what? It's like the same 50 trailers like back to back.
Although the moment
I would have so much
TJ,
more respect for random NBA players who just like play a lot of video games in their downtime. Like, because you know what? I believe that you play video games. I don't believe the Russos have ever seen a video game.
No, and like The Rock, he's like, you know, I played Super Mario Brothers once on the Nintendo Entertainment System. Anyway,
I started
here's one-
Rampage.
And then I went back to working out and working.
Also started Doom.
I gotta be like, I just, Anthony, I'm sorry. I started thinking about the old Sebastian Castellano shit. I'm gonna keep my core engaged when I'm running. But we can get
Do
into
not
that later.
shit talk Sebastian goddamn Castellanos.
Well, no, I'm not shit talking him. His core is very engaged when he's running, Derek. He is an extremely toned.
You're not wrong.
And Like, no, he is. Like, when he runs, he's working his glutes the entire time. Like, he's
Just
punching
the
his
soft,
hammies.
You're not wrong.
Like, he is. Anthony knows. Anthony, that was the first thing Anthony noticed. Anthony was like, man, he is really engaging his core and his hamstrings when he's running. Like,
that man does run like he's trying to avoid thigh chafe.
Yeah, like he's
like,
the entire game. Sebastian is like, I'm really good at the bathroom. Like that. He's like, man, if I could just find a toilet somewhere in this hellscape, he's like, because I'm not some animal. I'm not gonna shit outside. I don't do that. But
he's all better in 2. You get to 2, and he's just like, yeah, I switched to keto.
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
Keep it nice and trim.
I'm doing that low carb.
I'm on the keto
diet.
plus whiskey diet.
If somebody could, man, I could really go for a power bowl right now.
It's just acai berries, cigarettes, and avocados all day. That's all I need.
I need a power bowl with some quinoa and some grilled chicken.
Just a fucking fistful of cheddar cheese.
Like,
pour some vodka into it.
Just like the cavemen used to do it. It's just me and my
eating
shredded
cheese out of the bag at 2 in the morning.
When ships were made of wood and men were made of iron.
Oh my god, he does look like a Batman villain.
He does.
Look at him.
What are you talking about?
Fucking
Randy Bitchford in chat here.
Oh yeah.
That was
that's
a good
bad.
one. That was a good one, John. I'll give you that. That's pretty good.
Every now and then I've got a good one, CJ.
Yeah,
like it happens. It happens.
Let's
the janker. Jesus Christ. All right, let's probably
That was good. That's good.
fuck.
That is gold. Holy shit.
Wow. I'll jerk you off, Batman. All right.
See if you can decrypt the contents on this flash drive, Batman.
All Batman
I don't know why he sounds
elementary.
like the Monarch.
All Batman used to do is step into like an elementary school. Randy Pitchford's fucking done at the point.
Oh,
Right?
CJ.
All right, he's done.
CJ.
He's fucking done. All right, fuck Randy
CJ
Pitchford.
said it.
He's fuck Randy Pitchford, bro.
Fuck Randy
Batman's a
Pitchford.
catty one. He knows I'm not allowed within 200 feet of a school. But
oh my god.
Randy Pitchford gets punched and he's like, loophole.
None of us are even drinking tonight. And we have gotten catty.
even if we wanted Randy
Even the
Pitchford on the
Straits
show,
have
I don't
gotten
think he's
catty
ever coming
tonight.
on.
Wow.
So,
No, actually, I want him on. Let's talk to Randy Pitchford. I want to know about his process.
Randy Bitchford, you want to come on
No,
the
it's
podcast?
like, hey guys, here's a fun game on the podcast. Everyone just upload whatever's on your USB drive, just right now. Just
It's gonna be nothing. It's gonna be nothing but Final Fantasy VI ROMs for me. Like it.
All right, Randy, it's your turn.
Just
Spoiled again, Batman.
Randy Pitchford's the no, I can't. I'm done. I have no credibility in this industry. I can't keep
Is he wearing a
digging
fucking?
myself in.
Does that shirt have like snakeskin cuffs? What is that? Like
They're like glow. They glow. Like every
there's
time he moved, they were like flashing on the stage.
I'm looking. So there's a luminescence to this that is really off-putting.
the janker.
Like, the janker. Like, I'll masturbate you till you can't stand, Batman.
the janker sore.
The janker sore. I'll give you a janker saw somewhere.
I'm really glad this is at the end of the podcast because anybody who has stuck with us this long just knows not to take us fucking seriously.
They deserve this.
Yeah.
Batman's tied up and he walks in the room. He's like, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, Batman. Telling me where my USB will go. Like,
If you want to save the hostages, Batman, meet me at the Magic Castle at midnight. Batman's just like, no, those hostages are dead now.
I don't really give a shit about those hostages. I don't even know them really.
I've embezzled tens of thousands of dollars from my own company, Batman.
Not doing it.
That's the joke.
All right,
Just
Jared.
a joke.
Battleborn once.
In all seriousness, what did he come on? Like, was it DLC for Tales of the? Or no,
Yeah,
it was Tales of the
it was
Borderlands.
new Tales of the
New
Borderlands.
Tales of the Borderlands.
Is it getting released this year?
Maybe. I don't know. I didn't pay
who knows?
attention.
Like, I tuned out.
Cool. All right, good talk.
Yeah.
Whenever Randy Pitchford
too busy tweeting.
I never played the original, so I don't really care.
Yeah.
Oh my
And fucking what's his name? Who voiced one of the characters in it? The guy from Talking Dead.
Hardwick.
Yeah, also
yeah.
piece of shit.
Whoa, really?
That guy-
He's in that game? Fuck that.
Yeah, and he
Oh my
sucks.
God.
Man, Randy
He
Pitchford has some
sucks.
great friends. Yeah, for real.
You
I
will,
mean-
so I will never forget when I met the original voice of Claptrap at PAX West, and that guy did nothing. It was at some developer party, and I don't know what the fuck I was doing there. And but this guy was hammered, and he did nothing but shit talk Randy Pitchford for like 20 minutes. Like
Hell yeah.
20
He
minutes.
ended up
And, like,
getting fucked over
icon.
too, so I can
Yeah.
see why.
One like Corey Barlog is sitting on a couch, like, yep, and I'm like, wow, this is fucking surreal. Like, this is the weirdest shit. But yeah, dude, the voice of Claptrap, he said fuck Randy in the Claptrap voice. It was really fucking funny. But it was really funny.
This is the kind of fucking chaos I come on the show for. Like the sass.
Wait till there's 7 of us in a basement together doing multiple 12-hour streams for charity.
There
No
you
one's
go.
gonna
Derek,
survive.
you need to
Finish
dress
that
up as
statement.
Derek. You need to dress
Will
up
we
as
be
the
drinking
drinker.
as well?
I don't see why. I'm
Jeff, I don't
bringing
drink. I don't know what you're
gummies
talking
of almost certainly legal status. So alcohol's definitely on the menu.
I can't
Okay,
fucking
before we go, because I know we're over time, there was a moment where like we were doing Extra Life, and Derek and I had shared some of this good shit that he's
Yeah.
referencing. We like looked at each other. We fucking knew. Like we looked at each other. We were like in the middle of naming Pokemon. We just looked at each other. We're like, "Yep, this
Exactly the moment.
and is that when Texas Pete was born?
No, it was fucking
was it-
Smegma Balls when I didn't catch the
Slug-
reference.
Slug my
like-
balls.
Yes, and I
Slug my
didn't
balls,
catch
right.
the reference.
Slug my balls.
And
Yeah.
Justin was like, he lost his mind. He was like, "How
I
did
thought-
you? How did you of all people not fucking catch that?"
Yeah, like that it's. Boy, thinking about what it was
Named-
last year, and
named
thinking about
Metapod
what it's going to be like
peas.
this year, it's going to be
Peas.
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 You know, we respect Texas Pete in this house. Okay,
We do.
We're never going to forget Texas Pete or Slug My Balls. Anyway, speaking of Slug My Balls, Anthony, people want to find you. Where can they find you?
Right in the
That was the greatest. You know what? No, that was the greatest segue ever, John. 100%. No notes. Anthony, I'm sorry you were a casualty in that. That was fucking phenomenal.
It was gold. It was gold.
No, man.
You can find me at the Magic Castle at 7 p.m. and at 9 p.m. No.
The video game equivalent of Little St. James Place.
I'm out there. You can find me on Twitter at @JohnAgnello, and you can find me on 2 podcasts, Continue and Video Game Grooves.
I thought you were going to say Tupac.
And
don't know why,
on
but-
Tupac's
Tupac's
secret
not
podcast.
been around for a
Yeah, where
while.
he's actually alive.
He's alive
You ever
right
think
now.
about the fact that Tupac missed the podcast era and
Yeah,
what we've
it's-
missed out on as a result? Anyway,
Him on Joe Rogan would have been great. Anyway.
Derek, CJ, Derek, before we go, you and CJ got a recording coming out.
yeah, should be tomorrow.
Yeah.
If you're watching live, it should have already been out. If you're listening to the podcast, which will be most of you, we have a review discussion for the new Shin-Chan game, which Finn worked on the marketing for to release in the US, and I did one of the trailer voices for. So we lay all that out up front. Like, not only are we provided with codes, but
Yeah, we're
me and
connected.
SDGC have a certain level of closeness to this game that needs to be disclosed. But I think our opinions are pretty honest about what we think the game is, who we think it's for.
It's a great discussion. I don't know, like,
Yeah.
Derek, it's like the second review you and I have done.
Yeah,
It's a great-
it's also
yeah.
like, it's rare to find a game like neither me or CJ really totally felt the game, but like both of us saw like the value in it and who it would appeal to. And I think that's always the interesting kind of discussions, right? When you can say a game's
Yeah.
not for me, but like
Oh, yeah,
I
because we're
see
not, when we
where
say
this
multiple
is.
times, we're not in the target audience. And
Yeah,
it's
but like
incredible.
I see
Well,
where this
so
would work for
It's
folks.
interesting that you're not the target audience, Derek, because you're like the local, like our little weeaboo in this podcast.
Yeah, for sure. But like, it's just not a type of game that really appeals to me necessarily. But I mean, again, that's what the review discussion's for. Listen to that.
Well, Which is interesting. Again, thank you, Fantasy Critic, because it is getting good reviews.
It deserves good reviews. It's with an asterisk.
Is that because
of,
your
this
voice
for
is
you?
on the trailer? Is that why
now,
you're saying that?
That does help, right? That my dulcet tones
I'm
were
not gonna
on
deny that. You know
one
what?
of the trailers.
Preach.
But
100%.
yeah, I gotta find that specific trailer for Anthony when we get off.
Yeah,
here.
I gotta see that.
But it's funny because a lot of y'all were like, "I can't take this seriously" because it's the overly smooth Derek voice I mostly use for like shit post style jokes. So, you know, but so we got that coming up. I just posted the link to the Discord and chat. We'll post the link to Patreon. As a reminder, anytime you guys support us on Patreon or you sub here on Twitch, anything like that, that money goes into a pot. We do not get paid month to month. This is a free product. It'll always be free, but it helps pay for new equipment for us. It helps pay for us to, for example, all fly and meet up at John's to do big charity events, you know, once or maybe even twice a year, depending on the level of support. So, you know, please, if you've got the ability, support us. If not, guilt free. We're here for you anyway. Maybe we'll see you and you'll be able to chip in for that charity stream in October.
And I want to give a quick shout out, because I don't do this enough, a quick shout out to our audience that listens on podcast services, because that's primarily
most of them. That's most of y'all.
That's most of our audience.
Yeah.
And for the past 10 months, our views have gone up every single month. I keep a pretty close eye on that. And I just want to say, for a small to medium-sized-ish podcast, on the podcast services, we are doing pretty damn good for how small we are.
Thank you, CJ.
We've come, thank you, CJ, and we've come a really long way in that regard, and we just really appreciate all of you who take the time to listen to us every week. So thank you so much for that. Feel free to catch us live if you ever can, but we will take your listens any way we can get them. That's all the time we have for tonight. Be on the lookout for Derek and CJ's good recorded content tomorrow, or by the time you listen to this, it'll be out. And of course, as always, do not forget that kindness costs nothing. We'll see you next Thursday.